What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 121 of Behind the Tool Belt TC Backer Construction.
TC Backer. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, solar. Roofing, siding, windows, gutters, solar. TC Backer. TC Backer.
How is everyone doing today? Episode 121, man. We're kind of going back to, I don't want to say the basics, because ain't nothing basic about this operation, but we don't have a guest. So we've kind of been pushing our internal stuff to the side here. Figure we were due for an episode just to kind of let you guys know what's going on here local.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So, to get kind of like you said, back to our roots a little bit, like how we got started. And, we all felt some kind of way because for the past several months, we feel like we haven't been really engaged with our viewers that chime in every single week. At least I feel guilty, and I know you do. You guys tune in every single week, and we kind of thought we would get back to, not every week, but just tonight's episode. We purposely didn't bring anybody in, kind of gave it a little break, but, we got some really great guests coming up in the near future. We got Patrick Carr in a couple weeks, Agatha Hall with RRC. We have Hunter Blue with roofing.com, RoofCon, all that good stuff, and many more to come. So it's not like we, couldn't find anybody because people are interested in what we're doing. They like what we're doing. And, behind the tool belt, think about what that is, at least for us, is, where this has taken us is behind the scenes. Whenever we bring a guest on, it's kind of like, okay, like what makes you tick? Not necessarily what you do as a profession, but, behind the tool belt, the guy behind the tool belt, and figuratively, or metaphorically or whatever, however you want to look at that, like what guy or gal, like what makes you tick, what continues to push you, and what drives you, what's your why, and things like that is kind of where the direction of the behind the tool belt.
Right.
Did we try it that way? No, but it seems like certain things seem to happen for a reason, like our second year in this. I think, did that fall on our 21 turkey salute?
Yep.
Things like that has happened. Like we were almost like we are starting to find our calling a little bit. Like things are just starting to like kind of fall in place, and there's been a lot of people along the way who has supported us from like day one.
Right.
David KX is one of them. He's a guy, and then all of our fellow co-workers and guys and gals up at the TC Backer family that continuously support us, push us, give us ideas, give us thoughts on, topics and guests that we want to bring in and things like that. So we just kind of thought that we would throw it back to you guys. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, or topics or guests that you would like to see us bring in at any given time, you let us know. And or if there's someone viewing right now that wants to come on the show, by all means,
an option.
Yeah, by all means, let us know. We can Zoom you in. We can, Google Teams or meet you in. Or you can just stop on down to the studio. I mean, it's a studio within our shop. that we took the time to really, you know, dial it in, and of course there could always be more improvements made, and and there's going to be, like, we already have some ideas that I bounced off of Vic that I'll share with you either tonight or later tonight, about some of the cameras that we found and a workbench and stuff that I'd like to see Vic working on, and literally a workbench.
Right.
You know, that I thought was pretty cool. And if we're going to start bringing people in and doing more behind the scenes of like who Vic is, and bringing him in more a little bit, and being our Baba Booey, you know, balloon knot.
Yeah,
you know.
Vic, let's hear that hot mic real quick, man. Now that you got that new toy back there, how are you doing over there, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you guys hear that. But yeah, like Ty was saying, man, we see you guys every week constantly chiming in, having stuff to say, supporting the stream. You know, guys like Zach Fisher, Lauren, Jana, Brittany, Tina, Julie, Kevin Dingus. Yeah, I mean, all you guys that are in here right now, everyone that supports us, we want to definitely let you guys know that we appreciate you and we do see you. It's much easier to communicate with the guests when we don't, or with the viewers when we don't have a guest on. Sometimes we get wrapped up, and I'll be honest with you, when we have a guest on, I try to stay fully engaged, you know, because the time is theirs. When we bring someone on that's about them, and so it's nothing against anyone when we don't really answer anything. And Zach, I am not better baked, brother. That is all Britt. She is killing it. She's probably in the kitchen right now making little Fruit Loop wax melt things. I wish that I could smell, man. I haven't been able to smell anything since October. So like good. I can't even tell you if they smell good or not. It's just everyone in my house says they do. So
there you go. That's all.
I'd imagine they do.
Yeah.
And they look really cool.
And anything that I've heard about it, you know, or saw or read about it, that everyone seems to think, you know, that she's doing a really great job.
Yeah, dude, it's
know?
really awesome, man.
So
awesome.
I'm very proud of her and you guys, and I'm sure you're supporting her through
absolutely
this entire process, and help keeping her motivated and, you know, supporting her too.
Yeah, for sure. The funny thing is, man, it's funny how this happened. So I'm sure I shared with you guys. I haven't really probably said anything on live or anything, but anyone close to me knows that I went through a spell there that I wasn't really sleeping very good. And you know, the past, I'd say probably 2 to 3 weeks, it's at least 3/4 of the week I'm in bed before Britt is. You know, she's up checking out stuff on her computer, looking up stuff, because, you know, running a business, you have all these different taxes and shit, and
all
I ain't
kinds
never
of
run
stuff.
a retail business.
Yeah.
So I'm no help.
Licenses,
So it's
all
just
kinds
funny
of
how
stuff.
the tables have turned now.
Right.
You know, I'm telling her to turn the light off so that I can sleep.
Whoops. That's right.
But no, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, babe, and I appreciate all the viewers, man. Johnny, I got to get with you tomorrow morning, man. I had an epiphany today, and figured some stuff out with some video editing that I want to go over with you. But yeah, we got a lot going on here at TC Backer.
Heck yeah.
One of the things that I want to talk about before we run out of time and have to shorten it up, we have our food drive coming up. Vic, I don't know if you're capable of popping. Do you have the flyer available that you can pop up on the screen here?
Sure do. Give me 1 second here.
We're going to drop this on here. Vic's going to drop this on you guys here real quick. As you guys can see coming on your screen, we have the food drive. It's the second annual food drive. It is going to be held June 16th. It is going to be supporting our friends down at the Union Lutheran Church and the Well Food Pantry. If you guys remember from last year, we had a really epic turnout on this. We actually gave them their largest donation that they ever had on record.
Heck yeah.
And actually not only just the food and non-perishable items, but we actually were able to drop some cash on them too. So that was also cool to basically buy everything that we donated again. And in regular TC Backer fashion, we're going to try to double that this year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're going to try to. So we did 4,300 pounds worth of food, and Vic and I were talking about that's not even counting the hygiene products,
Right.
that was donated, and then it was $2,000 in cash. So we're going to try to double that. I don't have the exact amount off the top of my head on exactly how much money that was donated. So for us to go and purchase groceries at Dottie's. we'll look into that to see whatever that monetary, donation was, so we can try to double that. But we definitely want to do, 8,600 pounds of food and at least $4,000 in cash this year. So that's our goal. So anybody that wants to get involved, starting today, you can start dropping off hygiene products and non-perishable foods to our shop here at 1550 East Canal Road, Dover, Pennsylvania. We're really super psyched about that. And speaking of which, while we're talking about, doing great things for the community and stuff, Vic and I had met a lovely local business owner. Her and her husband own a local barbershop down in New York City on the corner of Newberry and West Philly Street in New York City. And she and her husband has taken it upon herself to create this clean up their corner, their block there, where they're cleaning up cigarette butts, trash, and all kinds of stuff like that. And Pastor Joel, who runs the union, gave her our contact information.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's how she found us. So she wanted to see if our team would want to donate some of our time. So they do it once a month, and we were like, we don't know if we can do it once a month for you, but maybe once or twice a year. We can get a group of us together, especially the time of year that they do it is our most busiest time of year. But she's talking about there's a park there, maybe doing some things for the park or some things for some elderly people that need their flower beds weeded and some front doors painted because the city's up their butt about how their place looks, stuff like that. So we're definitely interested in it. More about that will come here soon on when we're actually going to go downtown with her and kind of walk with her and kind of see what she has in mind on what we can do to help the cause for those lovely people. I mean, they really give back to their community. She's in the same category as we are to want to give back, what has been so freely given to us. So it was a really great conversation with another, local business owner that has the same mission in mind as we do here at TC Backer, is giving back and, taking care of the community, cleaning, beautifying, taking care of people, love thy neighbor stuff, all that great stuff. So it was great to have someone notice what we do and reach out to us and see if we want to, help out with them and doing stuff like that. But more, like I said, more of that is to come, where this was just I didn't even know what to expect this morning. I had no idea, what it was. Just thought, okay, let's go in here. Let's see what's up. And, to be honest with you, man, I almost canceled. Yeah. Just, busy doing stuff. This is our time of year, and I'm kind of in the zone right now with some little projects and stuff that's going on that will also probably be released sooner than later at some point in time. But, I was just kind of like, what, I'm going to take a minute. And the last minute I asked Vic if he wanted to go with me, because then I knew I had to go. I was committed.
Yeah, there you go.
At this point in time, I already said something to somebody, like the cat's out of the bag, because I didn't even say anything to anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? She reached out to me, I think, via email or something like that. I almost didn't reply back, but I did. I thought maybe they wanted something different from us, because we have sometimes people reach out to us and it's kind of sketchy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be careful when people see how generous you are. They tend to try to want to take advantage of that stuff. So it definitely was not anything like that.
Yeah, that's cool
whatsoever. These people are stand-up great business owners and love taking care of the community. She did this all herself. She's hyper focused on keeping her street corner clean and the neighborhood. So anyhow,
she heard the jingle Zach said.
Well, she also just a heads up that she agreed to do a drop off. They're going to be a location for us.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's called Corner Stable Barbershop.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. Corner Stable Barbershop. It's on the corner of Newberry and West Philadelphia Street, York, downtown New York City, 17404.
Just right across from the YMCA.
Yeah,
there.
Diagonally across.
YWCA or
yes, the YMCA right there. Yep. So,
Pastor Joel. With that said, that kind of transitions into what the food drive actually entails.
Yep.
So, as Ty said, we will now be accepting donations. Any non-perishable items, canned food, boxed food, cereals, like dry foods, that kind of stuff. We have the list up, the most common items that are needed at this place. There's going to be it's on the flyer, so you guys can check that out. But basically, if you can't or if you don't want to bring the stuff into us if you let us know ahead of time, you can become a pickup station or a drop-off station, we call it. So
Yep.
on the actual day of the food drive, a bunch of us are going to get together. We're going to take some vehicles out, and we're literally going to do a food drive. We're going to drive to the different drop-off points. We're going to pick all the stuff up, load the box truck up, and hopefully we actually need 2 box trucks this time because we did 1 last year. So,
Yeah.
simple math is going to tell us we're going to need 2 this year.
Yeah, for real.
So,
Yeah.
then, once we hit all the drop-off spots and we go down to the well and we unload the trucks and stock their shelves for them. So,
Yeah. It's wild. It's a wild day. Like Chris was saying, the name, the food drive, because literally it's a food drive. We enjoy driving to, local businesses or individuals, establishments or whatever. And then we go live while we're there. And before I forget, big shout out to Dottie's Market, which is a local grocery store, mom and pop shop right down the street from our shop. They really have stepped up, to accommodate us. We felt like it was like one of those grocery store TV show game show thing where
Dude, it really was.
we were cleaning off the shelves and they gave us, stuff basically at cost.
shop till you drop. Is that what that was called?
Like
That game show?
where the $2,000 came from was because we just couldn't spend any more money there.
Yeah.
So we still had $2,000 left over. Hence why we donated the $2,000, but it was great. It was such a great time. So big shout out to Dottie's. If you guys aren't familiar with it, that's on the corner of Bull and Canal Road out here in Dover, PA 17315. Check them out. They're great people, great local people, and just do great things for the community as well. But we will be going live at each stop, not the entire time because it would be like a 3-hour live.
Yeah.
Episode of whatever you want to call it, but we go live when we go there, so we'll give you and your facility or your establishment a big shout out for helping participate in our 2nd annual food drive, the food drive. So we were thinking about making a logo for it to try to start branding it.
Yeah.
Hence why that Zach said put it on Facebook. Hence why it hasn't gone on Facebook yet.
Right.
I think Tam is waiting for me to say what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So
Well, shout out to Tam on the flyer too,
Yes.
by the way. Shout out to Tam. You
Yes.
did a great job with it. It looks
Big
great.
time. Yeah, big time. So all good stuff. And man, really that's here we are at the beginning of the 2nd quarter of the year. And I feel like we're already crushing it. 2022 is going to be a phenomenal year. And we're, blessed,
see him?
blessed with a guest
Yeah.
tonight. I saw him outside.
He's just chilling.
Saw him outside.
The hype is real, man. Everyone wants to watch the show.
They do.
We had front row audience. I think he's going to get some popcorn.
Probably is. Probably is. But yeah, we're killing it. 2022 has been a great year. The people that we do work for and the networking and those that have come to work here with us, has played a big part in that, and today it was a great day. It's been a great week. The past couple of weeks has been a great week. And for me personally, I've been trying to, shift my mind to, I read this book and it talked about, and I probably said something about this last week, but it said something along the lines like, you sleep 28 years of your life. You work 11 and a half years of your life. You spend 10 and a half years of your life watching TV or scrolling around on the internet. You drive 4 years of your life, and that the average person lives about 78 years old. And I'm sure I probably missed something in there that I wasn't adding up in my head here. But basically what it states is that you have about 8 years to live.
Right.
After you do all of these things that are basically necessity. So, I started thinking about if we're going to work, 10 and a half or 11 and a half years of our lives, we might as well make the best of it while we're working, meaning have fun, have a smile on your face, have a great attitude, and it can't be that bad. I mean, if we're there at work, seriously, how bad can it be?
Right.
There's a lot of people out there, especially with the things that we do for the community, that have it a lot worse than we do. We're sometimes where does our gratitude go? Sometimes, why do I sometimes feel just so ungrateful? Yeah. It's rather pathetic, but so I'm trying to really change my mindset to, try first and foremost not to take myself so damn seriously. at times. So, I'm trying to get out of the office more. And like today I went and we had that meeting today that I almost blew off.
Right.
Okay. And then for a couple hours, I went and networked with one of the largest investors in York County. And, to just, dial in that relationship, that partnership with them.
Right.
Things like that. Got to interview a lovely lady today who actually is going to start Monday. Spent probably an hour and a half with her just yapping. I mean, there wasn't really necessarily an interview taking place. We just rapped about anything and everything.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it was great.
You're hiring the person. You can train the processes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're hiring the person.
Yeah.
Do they have that it?
That was
what
it.
What kind of human being
Yeah.
are you? Because that's what matters, man.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, that's what matters.
That's right.
That's the person that's going to be showing up to your office every day.
Right. So we didn't hire her on the spot. It was our third interview. So, a couple individuals got to, Lauren and Tam mostly, did the interviewing process. She came in for the third time, and we always feel like if they're willing and able to come back on the third, interview,
right?
Because a lot of times people don't even come back after the first,
right?
Let alone the second, but to come back in for the third, that tells you a little something about who they are. And I think she's going to be a good fit, a good asset for the TC Backer family and our customer service end of things.
Man. That's really cool.
So, it was cool, and that's kind of like, I enjoyed all of that today. It wasn't a burden. It wasn't a pain in my butt because my mindset was totally different looking at it today because I can get wrapped up, like I said, in some projects and stuff like that. And it's like, I get so obsessed with something and to the point to where it almost makes me miserable.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I can't think
completely
no more.
understand, man. And I think a lot of us are guilty of that, not just here at the Backer compound, but
right.
Everyone gets focused on that. It's very easy to lose sight of, what matters and what you should actually be grateful for, and I talk about it a lot, and I'm guilty of it. And even though I talk about it a lot, it's at that 1%, you focus on the 1% negative, and it's like, dude, that 1% negative can be so draining.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you just focus on it and focus on it and focus on it. And it can completely, eliminate all the thoughts the good thoughts that you have about the rest of that 99.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add something to that. So thinking about what you guys just said,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense for what we do to give back. Because not only are we giving back and doing what we're supposed to be doing, and that's the right thing, but it also reminds us of just how good we do have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Amen.
dude, I can't, I tell you all the time, I have never been happier in my life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like, my quality of life is just being with the group that I'm with every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. It is cool.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, man.
The viewers are saying you forgot to turn your mic off for that entire thing right there. Or you forgot to turn your mic on. No? Oh, Julie just said that your mic's off.
Maybe she said that to try to.
She was probably trying to get you. That's good. Julie, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. And Ty, I heard I got some shit from Lauren today
About?
for teaching you about hanging up on people. You know how
Oh, that was awesome. That was so
she
awesome.
said that you called her back just to tell her that you needed to tell her something. When she said, "What? You hung up on her?"
Click. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Well,
That's
that
great,
just
man.
goes to show what type of mood I've been in lately.
So in
Yeah.
case you guys don't know, we have this thing that goes on here. I guess I can take credit for starting it. I don't know. I don't know who really started it, but basically what you got to do, and you can do this to your fellow coworkers because it definitely creates some fun opportunities. When you're finished talking to somebody on the phone, instead of just doing your traditional like see you later, talk to you later thing, you gotta engage with them and get them to say something. For instance, I'll say to Tyler like, "Hey, did you hear what Brandon said this morning?" And he'll say, "What?" And then you just hang up. And it's really hysterical sometimes.
It is. It's the best. I love it.
Because it's like the thing is it's created this war inside here between people, and you got to get really creative because if you just ask a question at the end of when you like people know what you're trying to do, so you got to. Sometimes I'll set Tyler up for 5-10 minutes on stuff, and then right when I'm ready, I just bang,
Bang.
conversation over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hilarious.
great, man.
And I know for a fact that she was not expecting that from me. She was like, what? Click. Yeah, it was great. It was great. And then I waited for something, either her to call me back or text me, and she texted me. She was like, you're such a baby.
It's good stuff. That's the little kind of stuff, though, man. You know, that's the little kind of stuff that we do, and that's just one thing. You know, the funny pranks and stuff, the zip ties on tires that make noise when you drive away. You know,
yeah.
Just, you know, fun stuff to keep engaged and keep the camaraderie up and you know, smile and laugh when you're at work.
Heck
you know?
yeah.
Because if you're not smiling and laughing when you're at work,
No.
that's 11 years of misery, man.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
And Julie was not kidding. I think my mic's out.
Yeah, everybody said that.
What's going on there? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I got a bad
so-
cable.
Hopefully they can get that worked out. But yeah, man, cool. Like I like what you're saying about, like, you know, the 1% thing, okay? Because I can totally get zoned in on that 1%, man, and it's like minute compared to the 99% of everything that is going so awesome in my life. And even if it's just mediocre, it doesn't always have to be awesome. I mean, it's okay to just be okay. You know what I mean? But sometimes
Absolutely.
just the okay, you know, just I'll get so focused on, like, you know, just that okay. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking for, like, this great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
it's like,
sometimes that's the catch-22 of trying to do epic shit all the time, you know?
yes.
You know, we constantly try to do stuff, you know, outside of the box, outside of the norm.
Right.
You know, smash goals and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, you get so used to, you know what I'm going to compare it to? I'm going to compare it to like a great sports figure, okay? You know, someone like Jordan, okay? Let's just take Michael Jordan, for instance, okay? If Michael Jordan came out and he had a 20-point, 5 rebound, 5 assist game, you're going to say that he probably had a bad game,
Right.
right?
Yes.
But like career statistically wise versus the 4,000 other NBA players that have ever gotten to play the game, that's a damn good game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you get so used to, and even him himself would probably down himself for
yeah.
that. And it's like
He was a beast.
You expect perfection. You expect this. You expect it night, night.
Absolutely.
And it's like you slip up that one time, and you know, a lot of times, a lot of the folks around here, what make us gel so well is we're our own biggest critics.
Oh yeah.
You know, so there's nothing that anyone's going to tell me here that I don't already know about myself.
Yeah.
Whether I want to admit it or not sometimes.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Or look at it, yeah.
You know, subliminally, I know.
Yeah.
I know what someone's telling me.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes we get so focused on that. It's like when we don't have that one instance where it's not epic and perfection, it's like, you know, it's the end of the world. And it's like, oh, we failed. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We just didn't do it epic.
Yeah.
We're still
Right.
doing good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
And
that's just my 2 cents.
no, and I get it. I'm guilty of it myself. You know, it's just those mediocre days. Some days just aren't good enough. You know, I'll go home and feel like that I wasn't very productive. When if you seriously go back through, okay, the why I felt like I wasn't so productive was because I didn't get anything knocked off of my list.
Right.
But think about the things that were accomplished or set up to be accomplished for the next day. You know, and like you said, we are our own worst critics. You know, and it's so crazy how we almost feel like we're setting, like, it's almost like you're setting yourself up for failure in one aspect.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really has what made us successful because we are our own worst critics and we want to do better. You know, we down ourselves by, you know, having a mediocre day. But think about it. I mean, at any given day, it's like, okay, we may be running at 50% steam, but in most cases, that's 100 times better than most people's performances.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. And you also got to look at it like this. You know, sometimes there just isn't enough coal to feed the fire. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like,
Yes.
you know, as a group collectively, sometimes you just, you know, you're worn out from doing epic shit the past, you know, 13 days in a row.
Yes.
Day 14, you're just beat. You know,
Yes.
you got to keep that in mind too. You know, you can't constantly go 100 miles an hour.
Not all the time.
Sometimes you got to slow down, and that kind of, you know, that's kind of what this year is wrapped up, at least for me personally, in my areas of the company, processes and procedures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not really necessarily growing. You know, growth is going to come naturally, but you know, with tightening down those processes and procedures. But you know, that's, let's focus in on the stuff that we got going on and tighten that ship up a little bit. So.
For real.
Just be thankful for everything and not wrap yourself up in the 1%.
Yeah, man, that goes back to that, don't take yourself so damn serious either.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's sometimes that's hard to do, but I think with all of us trying to do better things, do great things, and a lot of self-improvement and taking a look, on the inside, not being so selfish and self-centered and, reaching a hand out and having empathy. I was, it's funny because the interview I had today, she talked a lot about empathy, and I didn't even bring it up. I didn't even bring it up. She talked all about empathy and we started to talk about candor. Okay. I recently started to read this book, and this is how my life works today. It's so crazy. I'm going to tell you a little story. Okay. So I started to read this book. I was into it for about a day. Okay. And this gentleman, his name is Aaron Matthews. If you're out there, big shout out to Aaron Matthews. Aaron Matthew Thomas. And he's walking across the parking lot the other week ago or so. So he's walking across the parking lot and he sees me sitting in my truck and he comes over and I put the window down and we're just, we're chit chatting. He's like, "Hey, dude, I got something for you." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. What is it?" And he takes his backpack off. You know what I mean? So random,
Yeah. What are you about to pull out of your backpack?
Right. What do you got? A pistol? What do you got? I kind of like guns. I think.
Yeah.
So he digs in his backpack and he breaks this book out and he turns it around.
The remote. He's about to shut off.
And he turns it around and I'm like, "Dude, get the hell out of here." And he's kind of looking at me funny. And I'm like, "Dude, I just started reading that book, started listening to that book."
Right.
Here, this man hands me this book, right? And he's like, have you ever heard of Gary Vee? I'm like, "Dude, yes." And I started showing him my phone. Like I have 3 of his books downloaded and I'm listening to I started listening to the one that you just handed me yesterday. So long story short, I started to, I'm about halfway done with the book already, but he talks a lot about candor. And over the past year or so, I'm going to say, I've read a boatload of books, okay, a pile of them. Like I'm 5 or 6 into it already for the year for books.
Yeah.
Okay. And not one of them's really talked about candor. So I had to Google it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Ty, I have no idea what that word
Okay.
is.
So candor is, for me, for my definition of having a horrible memory is basically, being polite but frank.
Okay.
So if I have to confront somebody about something, okay, do it in a polite way, but be frank about it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I started to talk to her about that. And, I started to think about that over the years of my career where, and any of you who know Gary Vee or read his books know exactly what I'm talking about. He was talking about, like over the years of being an entrepreneur, of how many people that he may have lost, that he has lost over the years of not having candor.
Gotcha.
Okay. By not, by stuffing, letting things spiral out of control where he could have nipped it in the bud by helping coach, helping mentor, but in the same token, basically, giving constructive criticism, you know what I mean? Before things got out of control. And it was like, that really opened my eyes because I've heard of the word candor before, but really didn't know what it meant until I started listening to Gary Vee. And it was like, that's kind of cool because as a person in a management position or it doesn't even, you don't even have to be just a coworker. Do you know what I mean? To be able to say, "Hey, why don't you try this?" Or, "Hey, you're not doing this correctly." But it's all in the way. And he talks about trying to hone that skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By trying not to come off, in an arrogant way or a mean way, basically mean what you say and don't be mean when you say it. Trying to hone that craft. And that's definitely a craft in itself with just that one word. You know what I mean? It's not even a whole entire sentence or a paragraph. It sums it up in one word, candor. You know what I mean? Did you get your mic fixed? Let's find out. I just want to know. So if I ask you a question,
Testing.
kind of miss you.
It's working.
It sounds
Can
like it's
you hear it?
working. Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
Frank, not Karen. That's right. Frank, not Karen.
Frank. Yeah, and dude, that is, like you said, man, that's a skill, because you also got to keep in mind that what works for one doesn't work for all.
Yeah.
Some people need the message delivered differently.
Of course.
Yeah. And being able to walk that line and that just goes down to knowing your people then too. You know what I mean? Getting to know your people and understanding what makes them tick, what they respond to, and what they don't respond to.
Right. And he absolutely talked about that too, is like, knowing his people. And unfortunately, on the size companies that he has, he can't get to know them on a personal basis, but he knows them well enough.
Right.
But,
on companies that size, I bet you he hires, he developed leaders that are going to lead other people that will get to know those people on a personal basis. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So somewhere down the line, people need to understand each other, and you need to know the people that you're hiring, basically.
That the message is being relayed the same.
Right. And what works for one might not work for everyone.
Right on. John said Mike's good, Vic. Right on, man. Good stuff.
Yes, Julie, that's facts. Tone is it is everything, and that even goes back to as a kid, man, getting hollered at. Sometimes your parent might not be trying to come off as they're scolding you, but just the tone of voice that they have speaks different.
Absolutely.
So that's a really good point, Julie.
Right on, for sure.
Yeah.
And Julie's actually Vic's daughter. So any of you viewers out there that didn't connect the last name, it's his daughter, who also works here for us.
Yep.
Who's been a great addition. But you're going to get her to do what?
She's going to be heavily involved in the food drive. I'm calling her out live on Facebook right now.
Oh shit!
That's what you missed,
Called out
Julie.
now, Julie.
My cable's working now, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Should have just left the mic.
Daddy's. Could you hear the tone in his voice that he was serious? Okay.
Yeah, the delivery was everything.
Yeah. The delivery was everything. Right on. All right, so what else do we got coming up? We got June 3rd. So June 3rd is National Roofers and Recovery Day. So, Vic, why don't you roll that for old Eric there? We can kind of get
old Eric.
Couple views out there for Eric.
What's up, everybody? Eric Obremt here with Roofers in Recovery. We wanted to let you know about National Roofers in Recovery Day. It's on June 3rd, and here's what we're asking. We want to get 150 contractors throughout the entire country to decide and agree on June 3rd to build a roof in honor of National Roofers in Recovery Day. And so here's the thing. We are not asking you to donate the entire cost of the job to Roofers in Recovery. What we're asking for is that you pay your suppliers, you pay your subs, and then you agree to donate the profits from that roof to Roofers in Recovery. If we can get 150 contractors across the country to agree to do this, we can raise enough money to reach our goal of sending 50 people to treatment this year. So please, please agree to help us save lives and put some families back together.
Hey, there we go.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, so National Roofers in Recovery Day, man. That's awesome. And I can see that, actually blossoming into something like crazy.
Huge.
Crazy big. He's only trying to send 50 people this year.
Right.
I can see that number getting to 500
I think
or
he
something.
said he needs to get $750,000 to send 50 people to rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all donations, basically. So what he's trying to do is so if you're a roofer, a construction company, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a roof job, but what he's asking is that you pay your subcontractors or your employees to do the job, you pay your distributor, and whatever the profit is, he would like, those of us that want to participate, donate just the profit from that job. So we plan on joining in on Roofers in Recovery, and he said, basically use it, promote it, try to get the, the news there or the newspaper or people like that to try to get them involved, because they need to generate, I think, $750,000 in order to send 50 people to rehab, and every single dime of that money that's donated is going to go to that cause. So it's not like they're trying to line someone's pocket, or some of it's going to go someplace that we don't even know where it goes.
Right.
Just know that all of that money is going to go to help someone struggling with addiction. And I can guarantee it that there's everyone that's probably listening knows somebody that has struggled with it, or may have a family member, that has struggled with, some way, shape, or form our lives, so all of our lives, especially with the opiate pandemic or epidemic, epidemic that we've gone through with, all of that stuff. The opiates has just really, along with alcoholism and everything else. But, I know a lot of people's lives have been touched. I mean, almost anybody that I talked to had a brother or sister, their dad, or their aunt or their uncle that has struggled with some form of, drug addiction or something like that. So it is a really good cause. We love it. We're all in on it, full tilt. So we plan on participating, anytime, as much as, they need us to do it. But mark your calendars. What we plan on doing is we're not going to necessarily close down for the day, but we are going to get as much labor as we can from our in-house people to tear somebody's roof off.
Yeah.
That day. So that it's going to be, David KX. I know he's totally looking forward to it. And I'm sure Gio and Colin and all of those guys that are, anybody and everybody that wants to participate, considering it's a Friday, I'm sure you guys can schedule things around it and get our people involved. And I know you want to get involved. I know Vic.
Absolutely.
And, whoever it is, we don't know who this, whose roof it's going to be yet. But we'll know when the time comes. We'll be able to schedule that when time comes closer. So, but we'll be going live when we're there. Hopefully, we can get David Bruno down there from Local IQ. Hint, hint. To get YDR down there to maybe write a little story up on this, maybe the week before, and then maybe the day of. To try to let people know that we're out there, and by all means, we'll put the link in the comments. To be able to donate. So if anybody listening wants to donate to Roofers in Recovery, by all means do that. What's up, Bobby Witt? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good day, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. What's that? The 7-85-55 rule equals in communication. 7, I have no idea, John, but
Yeah.
do you know what he's...
Yeah. Basically, he's saying that, the communication rule, when you're communicating with somebody, 7% of it's the perception that is taken by the person you're communicating with. 7% of it is your words, 38% of it is your tone of voice, and 55% of it is a nonverbal body language. That's how communication is perceived by human beings. I'm guessing, maybe not everybody, but the majority of people, I guess that's what the breakdown is. So
Great job, John.
that's good.
You should
good
teach a
food for
course.
thought there, bro.
Yeah, man. So every Tuesday morning for 10 minutes, you get the spotlight in the biz meeting. All right.
Yeah.
Good job, man. You just signed up. Love it. Hopefully Google's working that morning.
Right.
Or YouTube, both. But yeah, all good stuff. Roofers in Recovery, June 3rd. Check it out. If you guys want to participate, come out. Zach, if you're off Friday, Zach Fisher, anyone on here, Bobby Witt, you want to come up, or if you want to participate, honestly, I don't think it would matter if it's a window job, a siding job, a deck job, or whatever. It's just that, Eric's using roofing as his vehicle to accomplish his why,
Right.
Basically. And we're fortunate enough to be able to use roofing ourselves as our why and our motivator to accomplish the goals that we want to, impact people with. So it's all good stuff, man. Love this stuff.
Yeah. I want to give a special shout out here. I was saving this for the show here.
Oh boy.
So last week we got a phone call in here. Lauren, I believe, took the call. A lady called in, and this is just how the world works, man. The world works in mysterious ways. So I'm driving down the highway, and right behind me I have two of my guys, Renzo, and actually it was three of my guys. Renzo, Rudy, and Ronald are in a van driving behind me. We're headed down to a job site, and they went one way at the 695 split, and I went another way. And I'm thinking in my head, like, why are you guys going that way? You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the wrong way. Well, they must have, going down that direction, they must have ran into a elderly gentleman that was stopped in the middle of the highway. Cars zooming all by. No one was stopping. Our TC Backer van was the only one that stopped, helped this gentleman in his car off the side of the road, and a lady must have seen it go down and called in and just said, you know, I've never heard of you guys before, but I can tell you right now, I think very highly of you and your people now, and I'll never forget that.
That is
It was really
fantastic.
awesome. So shout out Renzo, Ronald, and Rudy for just being good human beings, man.
For real.
You know,
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
Empathy.
I already shouted him out personally the day that it happened, but
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, man,
that almost got me choked up a little bit.
yeah,
'Cause you
I
can't
want
teach that shit.
Nah, dude. You know, and the funny thing is like if they wouldn't have went the wrong way, the GPS took them to a different, like, you know how if you type in, anyone that does any kind of new construction stuff, when you type in our GPSs or the addresses for these new homes, they don't exist in GPSs. So
yeah.
if you're not paying attention, it will just put you to something that looks remotely close to the road that you typed in. Well, he must not have noticed it, and right turn he took, man.
Yeah.
And that got him to that point. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that's why I say, you know, the world works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. It totally does.
You know, but kudos to you guys, man.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that when we're talking about, you know, having 3 interviews with people that we're not even really interviewing you.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit right there, man.
Right on.
That's the trait that comes along with getting to know your people. And that's the kind of people that we're trying to surround ourselves with.
Absolutely.
So, kudos to you guys.
Yeah. Right on, man. Yep. Becoming a better listener,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, it only takes a couple minutes, man.
Yep.
You know, everyone's so in such a hurry
Yeah.
all the time. You know, everyone's in such a hurry.
guilty of it.
I'm so guilty of it, man.
Big
You know,
time.
I constantly got something that I could be doing or I should be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, you just gotta just pump the brakes and just enjoy shit, man.
Yep.
Just enjoy shit. Help
All the
someone
time.
out. You know, holding doors for people, that kind of shit, man.
Yep.
It's, you know, just be a good human being.
Yep.
So,
Smile. I did it intentionally to Vic. I saw him over there spacing out, and I smiled to see if he would smile at me earlier.
I did smile.
Just a few. I know you did.
I did.
I know you did. I know you did.
Hey,
Yep.
just to touch on what you were saying, Chris, you know, like you guys said, man, you can't teach that.
Right.
That's not something that's teachable, man. That's like, and that's the holy grail of what we were looking for. You know what I mean? And we can feed off of that.
Yep.
You know?
Heck yeah.
That's a great thing, man.
Yeah.
So kudos to those guys,
Absolutely, man. Hopefully they're watching.
man. Yep.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I'm sure they'll see it on the replay. I know Renzo's shacked up right now. He's got something going on with his foot. So
Renzo.
yeah.
I spoke with Gio today.
did you?
Yeah, we'll be back Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It might have to be light duty for a second, but I was
Okay.
like, just come in. We'll get you a sweep parking lot or something.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Something.
Yeah.
I'll pop him in my truck with me and he can ride around.
There
with
you
me,
go.
Honestly.
Right on. There
I'll
you
find
go.
something for him to do.
Yep.
But yeah, man. I didn't want to take the show hostage with that.
No.
No, absolutely. I think
Why not?
Yeah.
I just got a
should've.
text message from somebody that said, great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is nice and laid back. Let's do some shout outs, man.
Yeah.
Let's do some shout outs. We see all you guys commenting in here. Bobby Witt, Johnny Stauffer, Zach Fisher, Jana, Brittany Butler, Julie Yori, Tara Massimore, David KX, Tina. I appreciate all you guys, man.
Dylan
Leroy
Cobb.
Hill, thank you, man. Thank you
Yeah.
for those kind words, man. And if you honestly, man, just keep grinding, bro. Keep grinding. There's nothing that's preventing you from getting big. bro.
Chris Markey
Yep, he just showed up.
blew us off today. I blew his phone up all day to get him on the show tonight. And
Here he is.
there he is all of a sudden. Now he wants to act like he knows me. Used to be my homie. Now he acts like he knows me. Yo, yeah, what's up? Like mysteriously just missed those calls. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry, bro.
Marky, I hope you're all moved into your new place, man. All set up and firing on all cylinders over there, man. He's another example of just good people, man.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Just
Heck
a good
yeah.
human being. He's got a great team.
Yeah, he
He's
does.
got such a great team, man. And I love all his morals and the way that he runs his team, that he leads his team. I don't want to say wrong because that sounds bad. The way he leads his team.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate you, Marky.
Yeah, he's a good dude. we feed off each other a lot, man. He's a good dude, man.
He's hilarious too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something about somebody, if they can be a good human being and be hilarious at the same time, that's a skill.
Sure is.
You know what I mean?
And he's good at it.
He is, dude. He's
He's
really
really
funny.
good at
He's
it.
really funny.
Big shout out to what is that? John Deason, Bucks Exteriors, Michigan Asphalt Roofing. Big shout out to you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching tonight.
Yes,
John.
sir.
Yep.
All the way up there in Michigan.
That's right.
Wow.
Let us
I
know
love
if
it.
you ever want to come on the show, man. We'd be more than happy to have you come on the show, and let us know what you're about, man. What you're
Yeah,
into.
for sure. I'm a Wolverines fan, man. Go Blue.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a
Actually,
Wolverines fan or
this
not,
might
but-
be a good segue. Our proud sponsor is out of Michigan.
Oh yeah, you know
No
what?
Lead Scout.
There's
So
a lot of good stuff.
You
in
should
Michigan,
check
man.
those guys out over there, John. Lead Scout.
Yeah, we're gonna play a little commercial for our sponsor here.
Geo.
Yep,
Good to
here
see you,
it comes,
brother.
guys.
Behind the Tool Belt is sponsored by Lead Scout. Find out more at leadscoutapp.com.
Hey, how you guys like that?
Was
See,
that
we're
it?
moving up in the world here now. We got sponsors and shit.
There we go.
Gio, I miss you, homie. I miss you. I hope your hand's doing good, bud. We'll have to catch up. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah, John, just reach out. I'll shoot you some dates, man. Message us after the show or something like that, and I give you some dates and get you guys on the show, man. We'll Google Meets you in. I always want to say Zoom.
I know, right?
We'll Zoom you in. That's like the Kleenex of Zoom.
It is.
Of
It really is,
whatever
man.
that is actually
Video.
called. Video. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what you mean.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, there is a possibility you could tell someone like, "Hey, I'll Google Meet you," and they'll be like,
What?
Google me what?"
Yeah. Google Meets you in.
You're going to do what?
Yeah.
We'll Zoom you
Yeah.
in.
Where are we meeting?
Yeah.
Google's in San Fran, man.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it is.
you know what? We got to have him on because I feel like every one of our guests is always in a warmer climate.
Yeah.
You know, for once I can actually like be the guy that's warm right now while our guest is cold.
For real.
You know, because it's
Yeah.
probably pretty cold in Michigan still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Well, what a great episode. We're about 51 minutes into it, and I just kind of feel like we're at a good spot to wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure, man. This was a nice low key episode, man. We were due for it. Show appreciation to the viewers.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys, man.
real.
This wouldn't be possible. I mean, it would be possible, but it would be awfully boring.
Yeah.
You know, just
Sure
sitting here
would.
and doing this for no viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And we don't necessarily do it. I mean, we do it for the viewers, but we don't do it for the views. We talked about
Yeah,
that several
for sure.
times.
For sure.
We didn't care. We don't do this for the notoriety. We do it because this is like our little garage band.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And plus, I honestly feel like, man, the content that we have and the people that we bring on here really do serve purposes in someone's life.
Heck,
I mean,
yes.
somebody that watches this show,
Great point.
gets something out of the things that we say on here, even if it's just cracking a joke and putting a smile on somebody's face. It's worth it, man.
Oh, yeah. Hell yes.
So, and I just want to let you guys know, man, we have a lot of epic stuff in the pipeline
Shit,
coming
yeah.
up. We have a lot of ideas, things that we're going to be doing with the show.
Yes.
To try to grow it a little bit and reach a little bit more audience here. So, just stay tuned. We're constantly trying to improve, and if there's
Yes.
anything that you guys like to see or anything that you guys
Yeah, man,
want to
let
throw
us
input,
know.
man,
Let us know.
know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Good constructive criticism.
Well, we'll probably do one of these weeks with the weather being nicer. We'll probably end up doing some on-site stuff and being able to set up like a more mobile situation. So maybe we can go out on job sites and things like that. We're going to be doing a show remotely, offset. Come November, we'll promote that much more when time gets a little bit closer, but that'll be badass. And we'll get it to the point where we can actually bring people in. Like if Zach Fisher wants to come in, not here necessarily, but we can like Zoom him in.
yeah, while we're remotely too.
Yes,
Yeah,
while
that'd
we're
be cool.
remote and stuff like that. So things are going to get a little more interesting. We got a lot of cool things that we can get, our crowd and our viewers involved and things like that. Because honestly, we wouldn't be here still doing this if it wasn't for every single person that's watching right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, even Dan Barker just came in here. Like
Yep.
if it wasn't his words
man.
of inspiration every single night that we do this, that's the joy that we get. So thank you for the joy and the inspiration and the
Yeah.
motivation to be able to do this
Absolutely,
every
man.
single week. And Zach and David,
Zach, our little
KX,
hall monitor, man.
right?
You see him calling
Right.
people out for
You're
being
late.
late. You know, if we're more than 7:05, you know that man will message me every time you're late.
Yeah.
Like every time.
I know.
He's our little hall monitor,
Yes,
man.
he
I love
is.
it. I
Me
love
too.
it.
Well, he's waiting. I mean,
I know,
this
right?
shit's important to him, bro.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You
And
know?
I have the same response for him every time. I can't be late to my own party, bro.
That's right.
That's right. Party starts when you
You're
get
early.
here, Baker. Party
That's all that
starts when
is,
you get
yeah.
here.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Nah, man, it's all fun, man, and I
is.
love that you guys interact with each other on here, man. I see it, you know. I feel like you guys have gotten to know each other, and some of you guys might not even know each other.
Exactly.
So,
Social commerce.
yeah, always
Brother
good
Shane used
stuff.
to say that all the time.
Yeah, it's
And
always
it's
good
true.
stuff in the chat, man.
Yep. Yep.
sure.
Good stuff. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for all the support, man. Come check us out June 3rd, June 16th, and what else do we got? Oh, Lead Scout, our sponsor. Big, huge shout out.
Yes.
Who also makes this possible for us, along with you viewers and stuff like that. If there's any other roofing contractors out there, check out. Go on Lead Scout's Facebook page, like their page, go to their website, sign up. It's a inexpensive way to be able
I'm sure
to get
anyone in the construction industry, really.
Anybody.
yeah,
Any- real
you don't have
estate.
to be a roofing. So,
No.
so John, like, you know, if you owe, I believe I remember it saying something about paving or asphalting or something like that he has.
right. Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Yeah, it was asphalt
basically any
roofing.
kind of client management.
Yeah.
You know, helping you navigate leads and that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah.
Man. Go check that software out. It's awesome.
Heck yeah.
So it's been a great episode. We appreciate you guys. Episode 122 coming next week, 7 p.m. I don't know who we have on yet. We got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scheduled, but I just don't know who it is yet.
Yeah.
So we'll check that out. Hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of your week. One more thing. Saturday, we're going to be doing something epic too. We got another
Epic.
tip the waiter dinner.
Yeah, we're going to turn it
Coming up
into.
on
So there was a
Saturday.
group of us that did the last Fearless 44 that are going to get together Saturday night. And this afternoon, we kind of decided to turn it into one of those tip the shit out of the waiter to the point where it's definitely going to impact their life. Maybe
Yes.
not for like the entire year, but hopefully
We
for a
want to
week
see
or two.
freaking tears, man.
Yeah.
That's the good
Tears
shit.
of
That's
joy.
that's what gets my juices flowing.
Yeah.
And that sounds so horrible. You know what I mean? Tears. But tears of joy. You know what I mean?
That's
Not tears of
better.
pain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tears of joy. That's what gets the that's what gets the juices flowing. What's he talking about in here? Better Baked is ready to show. Yeah, anyways, that's another one, right? You know, maybe someday I can get Britt to come on here when she
Brit.
gets this
Brit.
thing up and puffing. Because I know, you know, before the Fearless 44, that would have been an absolute negative.
Yeah.
For sure negative.
Right.
But, you know, she really came out of her show with all the videos and
A
stuff.
lot of
and-
people did.
Yeah, a lot of people did. For
It was
sure.
really,
Lauren.
it
yeah.
was really fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
Because I know how I
For
felt
sure.
when we did the first one, trying to go live
But
like that.
unfortunately, I'm going to have to say, because I didn't bust either one of their balls, but quitters.
Oh boy.
Quitters.
Who's that?
Julie,
Quitters.
Lauren.
Julie and Lauren. Uh-huh.
Quitters. But
Quitters.
you're still allowed to attend the dinner because you did make it at least 30 days. But you quit. So that's all I got to say. All right, you guys have a good night.
Called out on live. We'll see you
Quitters.
guys next week. Episode 122. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week.